October Red is sponsored by SA Security. Maximum security, minimum fuss.
Here we are. Can you get in a little bit closer to me, please? I know you might not want to, but I'll put perfume on today and I've had a shower.
Makes a change.
Just for you.
Oh, shit, makes a change.
Makes a change. Abs, I'm happily joined by Mr. Dakers,
Yep.
Mr. Solomon Dakers.
Yep.
Mr. I'm now in world ranking Dakers. I like this. Yesterday, the conference was on. Which
Yeah.
one is it? Is it WB?
WBO.
Thank you, because I always get that and the A mixed up. Lee Eaton, I've seen some tweets, was out there asking you to be put up in those rankings.
Yeah.
Beautiful. Better than box rec. We're now talking about world honours,
Yeah.
Solomon.
Yeah, it's more like it. Like the opponent, he was in top 15. I think he was ranked. I don't know if it was 15 or 14. I beat him, so yeah, it's only right that I obviously inherited that position that he had, and being in the top 15, that gives you chances then to move up and fight for world titles. Technically you are eligible then for a world title. You know what I mean? But that's just that's just the entry level for me. That's just scratching the surface.
But you're finally scratching away at the surface because it feels like you've been in here for a minute. I was just speaking to Cameron. He says he's 10 fights in. I'm like, where's the time going? The time goes quick in boxing.
It does.
Do you know what I mean? So I know that you can't fight at the moment. I've seen you still training and that. Obviously, injury, recovery, all the good stuff. When do you think you're going to be out though? Because it's really starting to hot up in the division, and we're going to touch on that anyway. You don't want to be out for too long, is what I'm saying. Do you know what I mean?
No. As soon as I'm ready, like obviously I tore my bicep in that last one. It's just it's not really no pain or anything, but it's just a matter of the physios, saying that it's bound back together properly because they pin the muscle back into the bone, and that's what they do. They drill it out, pin it in. So it's just a time frame for it to stick again. I could go back on the bag and throw a left hook, and it's just risking pulling it back out.
Okay.
So it's just the time frame, but hopefully I should be I'm about 60-70% on the left arm on the bag, building up the strength. Hopefully if I can spar in the next month or so, then I'll be ready for hopefully February, maybe March.
That's good stuff because, like I said, the heavyweights, it is heating up. We had that really interesting fight with Joseph Parker and Fabio Wardley. Now, I'm one of these that has always said, I'm not writing off Fabio. I refuse to do it.
Yeah.
He finds a way to win. He's one of those.
Yeah, he did, yeah.
But I've got my opinion, but I want your expert opinion.
Yeah.
Talk to me about the fight, man.
Yeah, like Parker, he started sharp. He was double jabbing well. And to be honest, I got to say, I thought Parker would just control him the whole time, and I thought he'd be able to get him out of there. But I don't think he ever looked too comfortable in there, Parker. Even when he was winning a few of the early rounds, I think Fabio caught him with a little punch, and it made him sort of think twice. Parker, then he didn't start keep coming out on the front foot as much. Hesitated a bit then. And yeah, it's like you're never comfortable with Wardley. I think because he can punch. You can't be too comfortable in there. Parker, Joe, he's top quality fighter. I felt like he was coming a bit heavy. It worked against Bacoli, but I feel like for Fabio, I think he needed to be a bit lighter on his feet. Could have just been a difference to just get him in and out of trouble a bit more. But Fabio surprised me, and I've got high ratings for Parker. So it's only right. You've got to at least give Wardley the ratings for that. You've got to.
When you talk about like hesitation, what is it that will make you potentially hesitate in a fight? You're Parker now, and like you said, he seemed to have started off well, but he started to hesitate. Yeah. What brings that hesitation on, Solomon?
Yeah, I think he felt some good power. It's not like he was too hesitant. It was like
But you'll notice these little things though.
He was adjusting. He weren't so careless. Then he wasn't just going to throw punches and come forward recklessly. He had to think. It just makes you think twice. When you're on the front foot, think twice about throwing certain shots because of the risk. And if you've got a big puncher in front of you, you have to minimise that risk. That's what just makes you think a little bit twice sometimes. But his experience, he should know how to adjust to that. But his boxing is unpredictable game.
So when you talk about adjusting, then that was you took a shot and thought, okay, there's a bit of power here. How do you then start to navigate that fight?
You just work it out and calculate as you're going along. You know, if depending on where the shot, if they got favour the right hand, right, I've got to keep their right hand busy. I've got to feint. I've got to move off to the other side, towards their left side, in and out of range. Not gamble too much. You've got to throw your punches and defend afterwards quickly, because you know, for a counter puncher, sharp counters are coming. You've got to go first, and you've got to defend quickly. You've just got to nullify. It depends what it is. You know, if they're, like I said, the right hand puncher, you've got to try and, you know, touch them up, feint them, make them think twice about throwing the right hand. You know, a lot of it's mind games, and also moving away from the power, taking the stick out of it a bit. He did it in the early rounds, Parker, you know, because Wardley don't really shoot it that straight. He shoots it kind of looping.
Yep.
And Parker did the right thing. He put his hand up, he put his guard up there and stepped back. So Fabio was just
hitting him,
with the forearm there, and that was just blocking it. But like I said, over the rounds, you're going to get caught at some point. So
I personally think, and like I said, you can tell me what your opinion is, that, look, nobody favoured Wardley to win.
Yeah.
And as a fighter, you're going to hear the noise. What's white noise? Yeah, Parker's going to go in there. Parker's too experienced. Parker this, Parker that. And you're going to hear your name, and you're going to be like, yeah, you know what? Okay, then.
Yeah.
So maybe, and this is just my opinion, because I ain't spoke to Joseph yet. I'm hoping to. Did he just overlook Fabio a little bit, do you think? Because that fight, Fabio controlled it. Now, with the more experienced boxer, I expected Parker to control it, but Parker was fighting Wardley's fight. Do you see where I'm going?
I felt like Parker was in control for early rounds, but like I said, I felt he was uncomfortable at times. I wouldn't say Wardley was controlling it.
You don't think that he dragged him into the type of fight that he wanted to have?
He did in the end, but I think it was more like Joe, he wasn't as sharp on his feet.
Right.
And yeah, he did get dragged in a bit, got caught, and a few things like that. But it's hard. It's an unpredictable game, isn't it? Like, you know what I mean? Like, I wouldn't say Parker overlooked him. You know, I would imagine he would have done his, you know, due diligence training.
Yeah, 100% the training.
That. But sometimes, you know, it's different in heavyweight boxing. You get hit with something, and you can't plan. You can't plan for that. Sometimes.
Okay.
You can prepare for it, but you can't always, you know, plan for that to happen.
What do you think? You're Parker now. Obviously, you've had a loss as well, so you get it. What do you think he was thinking after that fight, especially the way that it ended? Because I thought the ref should have stopped it just a little bit earlier, and he seemed to have stopped it when Parker started to throw back, which was insane. It happens, delayed reflexes, whatever. I'm not a ref. What did you think about that, and how does Parker come back from this?
He's come back before, you know. He's been
a former world champion.
Former world champion. He's had his ups, he's had his downs. He's come back up, you know, and he's had a little down again. But I imagine he's just one of them. He'll just take whatever fight's put to him. He'll take whatever fight's put to him. You know, I still think he can still operate at a very high level. And it just weren't his night. You know, he might make some adjustments and come back stronger. You know, he's got the experience. He's got all the tools. I think he can fight anybody in the world. You know, and still believe that he's got a chance against them.
The carrot was Usyk. He was just there.
Yeah.
Parker's done everything that's been asked of him.
Yeah.
He's sat there, he's waited. He's had camp after camp with no fight. Then he's had fights. He's took short notice opponents. We've seen what he's done. We've seen the rebuild of this man under Andy Lee, and it's been a pleasure to watch.
Yeah.
So Usyk is just there. Now you're looking at unification. You're looking at better than world honours.
Yeah.
Gone.
Yeah.
How do you deal with that?
It's going to be hard. Like, you know, obviously you're going to be gutting because you're so close, and you just
so close, Solomon.
Just the final hurdle. You just trip at the final hurdle.
Yeah.
But you know, I think he's very level-headed, Joe. You know, he's very. I think he's probably quite content in his life. You know, he's made a lot of good money in the sport. You know, he's going to be disappointed, obviously, but you know, I think he's got a good family around him and stuff like that. He'll just know. He'll know in his heart. You know, if he's done his best out there, he's put everything on the line, and he's doing what he can to provide for his family. And
you know, I genuinely wish him all the best. He's a lovely guy, one of the really nice guys in the industry.
Definitely.
There's not that many, but he's definitely one of them.
Yeah, good guy.
Fabio's flipped the script.
Yeah.
What he's called himself, White Collar Wardley, because that seems to be the nickname that everyone's given him. And he's proven time and time again, even those boxers with the good IQ, because I've said this, what about when he comes up with some... No, he's flipping the script. He's doing things, and now it's him. that has just literally, and I'm not saying leapfrog because he's earned it.
But
It
he
could
has,
be
yeah,
him
he has
versus,
leapfrogged and he's springboarded himself right.
but
there.
he's done the work,
Yeah.
and now he's in line to fight Usyk now.
It's mad. It is mad, like, you know, come from white collar, you know, he's had a good, he has, you know, he's beat guys that have had extensive amateur background,
Yep.
extensive amateur career, you know,
Olympians.
Olympian medalists. So, you know, it's mad because it's like, you know, people have been grinding out in the amateurs for years and years and years, and he comes from 4 white collar fights and puts all the amateur experience in the bin for some of them, but you know, he's done very well. He's done very well for himself, and you know, you got to give him props. But I've always believed I'll beat him. You know, I ain't gonna get that fight now. I've been chasing
Yet.
for a while since he's been
Yet.
British title, but you know,
Say
I've
yet.
always believed that, you know, I've got the tool. What you need is not just the good boxing IQ. You need the conditioning. You need the heart, the grit, the durability in there, and the boxing IQ. All that together. Look at Justice Hooney. He beat every single round.
Yep.
Just one shot. You know, if he
One
just was a
shot.
little bit more careful. You know, it's the
He
whole
just walked
boxing
straight
landscape's
onto it,
different.
didn't he?
You know what I mean? Look at the first Fraser Clark fight. There's both spent,
Yep.
close, draw.
Yeah.
Do you know what I mean?
Good fight that
Couple little
was.
things, and like you say, man, but in boxing it's so unpredictable that one little thing can change the whole landscape of your life, really. Do you know what I mean? And those 2 little fights, little instances that he's had, you know, he has scraped through them, but you know, fair play to him. But I believe I'd do the complete job on him. Finish the job off, close the show.
And how do you think you can do that with somebody like him? Like you said, you got to be switched on all the time.
Yeah,
You
man.
know, the viewers might sit here and say, who's he think he's talking to? Got sparked out in one. You know
Yeah,
what
but
the viewers are
look
like.
Look what's happened in my last one. I've come back. It's mine. It's boxing, innit? I
This-
got hit on
this is
top
the
of head.
argument.
You know what I mean? So, look, I'm sure the same people saying Wardley ain't got. I said he ain't got a chance, and
I
if,
did.
if he can beat Parker,
Yeah.
anything's possible. Anything's possible in boxing. You can't write no man off. You know what I mean? So
I like that.
you
I
can't
like that.
you can't listen to any of the noise. I had it in my last fight.
Yes.
Dacres he's gonna get knocked out. He's gonna get this, that, and the other. And I just beat the geezer, schooled him
With one arm?
With one arm. Like, the boxing fans don't really know, and if it's all good saying it until it's done. You know what I mean? And the fans don't really know what's in the heart of these fighters and what's gonna happen in that ring. So, you know, all the you know, anticipation and the talk about things. Wait until you see what happens. That's the only way you know truly is when it happens.
Speaking on your fight, you've obviously beat Serenko. That was a good fight. I love that fight. You know what I think it is? And I was speaking to Troy the other day. It's like, sometimes I think like us Brummies are overlooked. So I tend to go a little bit harder because we're from the same city. It's just the way I am. You know, kill me for it, whatever. So when I saw the way that you outboxed, like just outboxed him, and then obviously the icing on the cake is that you did it with one arm.
Yeah.
And it meant a lot. Yeah, it meant a lot for you. It meant a lot for your fans.
yeah.
It meant a lot for people that are like standing up strong for Birmingham. But what is next for you now? Because there's no stepping back. There's no
Nah.
When you look at names, you said, yeah, Fabio obviously is a bit further down the road now.
Yeah.
But when you think about fighting, who are you looking at? Who do you think, okay, like direct names that you want to go at?
Like, British title fight.
So the winner of
You got Fraser and TKV fighting for that.
who do you
November.
think wins that?
I think Fraser should win that. I think Fraser wins that. Yeah.
Like what easily?
Not easily, but I think he will. I don't know. I don't think he'll be that close. I think Fraser should
Because of what?
outbox him. He's got a better boxing brain. He's got more experience. I don't know. He's just a bit sharper. I think Fraser got a bit more power. Also seeing how Fraser is, getting hit again on his head where after that Wardley fight.
Yeah, but he
'Cause he's
fought
only-
Tete,
He's
didn't
only
he?
fought Tete, not really that threatening.
Okay.
So it's going to be his first live fight, but I feel like Fraser should win that. He's got the experience. But we'll see, man. The TKV might come out swinging, you don't know.
And then what
see.
makes you believe? What makes you confident? This is number 1 and number 2 GB. This is
Yeah.
This is what I don't know. 8 years old. How long is this?
Well, yeah. Well, when
It's
I
about 8
got
years, isn't it?
GB, it was 2017.
It's a long time ago.
Yeah, that's 8 years ago. Yeah.
Wow. Okay, so what makes you confident enough that you're going to beat him?
I'm just confident in my own abilities in everything, in anyone I face. You know what I mean? I know how hard I train. I know how dedicated I am, and I know I've just got that about me to you know, no matter what, I've got the dog in me. I've got the grit. I've got the conditioning, the IQ, everything. And I just gotta just keep going out there and getting the jobs done like I am. You know, I mean, people wanna write me off. I keep tearing up the script.
The David Adelaide fight, just popped into my mind. I know he's fighting out in Nigeria, but to be fair, obviously he had his fight with Hrgovic.
Yeah.
And obviously Hrgovic outboxed him. I think he must have had, what was it, about 30 seconds in one round where he really went.
The 30-second burst.
Yeah.
And gassed himself out.
So that rematch, could that happen actually? Could that be the next fight for you to have
Probably
that
not the
fight?
next one, because he's fighting again.
He's in Nigeria,
and then
yeah.
Obviously, he's coming off a lot. It's weird boxing because look,
Yeah.
he got that one over me. You know, I was chasing that rematch, but he fought Hrgovic.
Well,
He's got beat, so he's back down.
Fought
and
TKV.
then I'm back up. Yeah, he fought TKV.
Then Hrgovic.
And then Hrgovic, but he's lost. So he's gonna bring himself back up. I've come back on one, brought myself back up. So it's interesting where we're gonna meet again. But that's one I do want to scrub off the record.
Yeah. Do you think that could be next?
Don't know about next because he's fighting.
Not next, but you're not
potentially.
coming back till, like you said, potentially February, March.
Potentially, but that becomes then his road back, and I'm looking at my road forward.
It's interesting, isn't it?
But
How boxing
like you
works.
say, I have got that where I do want to write that after record books, straighten that out.
I spoke to young Emmanuel Odeazi, who's managed by 258. I went and visited him in his gym, and you know, he was like, he fancies Tama. He didn't hold back. He didn't care. He just started saying names. He was I'll fight this person, that person. You know, he's not like you. He's not backed by, you know, a key promotional company. So he's got to beat the drum a bit more.
Yeah,
He's got to shout the names out. I mean, what do you think about that confidence from him? I know that you've sparred before.
Yeah.
But what do you think about his confidence? A few people in the comments was like, who does he think he is? You know what the fans are like.
Yeah.
But what is he supposed to do?
Go for it, man. What are you supposed to do? Say I don't want to fight them. You say you don't want to fight them, you're a pussy. You say you do want to fight them, oh, who do you think you are? Go for it, man. You know what I mean? If you want to, you keep challenging yourself. Who's to tell you no different? Who's to say that you cannot do something? You know what I mean? Go out there and do it. Oh.
Now that you're up there in the rankings, Moses Tama, obviously, I know he's looking to push on. But I've always said I do believe that Moses Tama should fight someone young, fresh. Just somebody. Listen, I'm not knocking his career at all because he's been managed very, very well. He's got some good names on his record, names that we all know. But I would like to see him fight someone younger and fresher. I mentioned Justice Honey, potentially yourself. I mean, is that a fight now? If they said that to you, all right, in March, you're fighting him. Are you going to do it? Because everyone says, it just depends about the money. It's got to
fight anybody. The money is important.
It is important, but they're not.
Grand, you know what I mean? But like, you know, if it's reasonable, you know what I mean. Because look at all the hype and stuff they've got around him. You beat him, you take that all off him. So the more hype, the better. Because
what you think is a hype job?
He's a good fighter, but I think at the minute he's still unproven. Your man's not gone past how many rounds? 6 rounds, whatever. You know, he needs like you say, he needs a fit fighter within the sort of prime years of his career. That's, you know, active and good and durable.
Yeah. Not
just a name. You know, a good solid fighter to test him. Because at the minute, there's been nothing coming back. There's been not much coming back.
Okay.
Someone that goes in there believes, I'm going to beat you. That's what it needs.
So, okay then. So you're saying that the opponents that he's had not necessarily had that confidence deep down inside?
No, they haven't. I don't think they have. Someone that go in there and think, I'm gonna beat you. I'm coming here to win.
How do you beat someone like that? Don't give me no details, because obviously you are going to fight eventually, because of course you are. But how do you beat someone like him? Because he's very quick on his feet. Yeah. He's got really, really quick feet. Yeah. He doesn't necessarily use straight lines. Obviously, we know that he's got the power. Everyone's beatable, except for Usyk so far. Yeah. So how do you beat someone like him? Someone that is young, he's a baby. He's going to be he's going to be a spring chicken.
Hitting him on the way in, hitting him hard on the way in. You know, just there's a whole game plan you have to come up with. But you know, there's ways to beat everybody. You know, you need to be fit, strong. You need to take the sting out of him. You know, he could blow up after 6 rounds, 5, 6 rounds, be gassed out because he hasn't been tested like that.
Okay.
You know, you got to hit him on the way and counter punch him.
Yeah.
He's a good counter puncher. You got to feint. You know, counter his counter punches. Not get too greedy.
I know that's something that Max trains you for. He's been doing that from the
But,
beginning.
you know, without saying too much, you know what I mean?
Nah, I
There's,
hear
there's
that.
things that you would do that you would want to implement to be victorious.
So to sum it up, then you're keeping the eye on basically the winner of
Yeah,
Fraser
yeah,
Clark
yeah,
to
yeah.
Kiwi.
Yeah.
All right then. So say you get the belt. Yeah. Let's be positive. You become British champion. Yeah.
Yeah.
Are you going to win it outright, or are you going to drop it and move on to world honours? What are you going to do?
It just depends on the opponents. You can't predict because you could say I want to win it outright, then
Yeah.
they come and there's no opponents and you got offered a good fight for a world ranking. You're going to take the world ranking fight. If there's no fights at the time for in the world rankings and there's a good British fight, you got a good British fight. You can't never tell, man. Fight to fight, you can't never really plan out 2, 3 fights ahead.
Yeah.
Unless you got you're the promoter's favourite that's going to give you that little map. Other than that, you just have to take what's in front of you. So it depends.
How long do you want to stay in the game, Solomon? Oh, no, you're a
Another-
family man now.
Another 5 years, maybe.
Would you say 5?
5, 6 years.
What do you think you can achieve in
Till I'm
5
about
years? though?
36, 37. World title, world championships. That's what I want. World championships, unified.
Yeah.
You know, I'm always going to be looking at the very top, always. And until I throw my last punch in that ring, I'm not ever going to believe any different. Not going to believe any different till my career's done. Just till I can't fight no more. You know what I mean? I'm not going to never believe that I can't do anything other than become world champion.
And that, ladies and gentlemen, is how we're going to end it. Thank you so much for your time, Mr. Dacres. It's always a pleasure.
Always.
Do you know what I mean? I don't know why I like to call you Mr. Dacres. I don't know why. Just it,
I like
it sounds
it's formal.
nice, and
It's formal, you know.
Sounds nice.
Makes me feel authoritative.
Next
you know
time, wear a
what
suit then.
I mean? All right then.
Listen, I'm Abs of October Red. We are sponsored by SA UK, Maximum Security, Minimum Fuss. Solomon Dakers keeping a close eye on the winner of Fraser Clark versus Jamie Takivi, which, funnily enough, is on the same night as your mate Ben Whittaker that makes his Matchroom debut.
Yeah.
So you're going to have cross eyes that night, innit? One on the app and one on the ring.
Yeah, man, definitely.
Exciting times ahead. Thank you so much for your time, and until the next time.
Thank you very much.
October Red is sponsored by SA Security. Maximum security, minimum fuss.